Okay, today I am going to discuss about gamma and beta functions. First we see this integral, actually integration 0 to infinity x to the power m minus 1 e to the power minus x dx. We see that if m minus 1 less than 0, then x to the power m minus 1 will become in the lower side and it will be improper integral. It will be an improper integral at x equal to 0. Also, an infinity is present in the limit, in the upper limit of the integral, therefore it is also an integral of first type, improper integral of first type. Therefore in this integral we have this integral is an improper integral of second type when m minus 1 less than 0, that is for m less than 1, and it is also an improper integral of second type, first type, since infinity is present there in the limit of the integral actually. Okay, so first we see that when we want to discuss that when this integral is convergent. To discuss the convergence of this integral, we write this integral in two parts, integration 0 to 1 and integration 1 to infinity. When m minus 1 less than 1, then this integral is an improper one at x equal to 0. So we will test this integral for convergence at x equal to 0 for m minus 1 less than 0. Certainly if m minus 1 greater equal to 0, then this integral is a proper one, then that is obviously convergent. Okay, now to test at x equal to 0, we will use mu test. Simply let fx equal to this, the integrand, actually this is certainly positive for x greater equal to 0, because the integral limit of the integral is 0 to 1. Okay, now limit x tends to 0 plus x to the power 1 minus m. Here mu is considered as 1 minus m, because if I consider mu as 1 minus m, then x to the power m minus 1 and x to the power 1 minus m will be omitted, and the limit is 1, which is non-zero and finite actually. So by mu test, this integral is convergent for 1 minus m less than 1, that is for m greater than 0. Therefore the first integral among these two is convergent for m greater than 0. Now I am coming to the second integral. For the second integral, I will use the limit form of the comparison test actually. For this, let gx equal to 1 by x square for x greater equal to 1, therefore gx greater than 0 for x greater equal to 1. X greater equal to 1 I have taken here because the limit of the integration is 1 to infinity. Now limit x tends to infinity, fx by gx equal to this. If we repeatedly use the L'Hospital's rule, then it will become 0 for all m, since 1 to infinity gx dx, that is 1 to infinity 1 by x square dx is convergent. So by comparison test of limit form, it is also convergent. So therefore the total integral, integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x dx, is convergent for m greater than 0, and then this integral is denoted by gamma m. Actually it is to keep in mind that when this integral is convergent, which is the condition for convergence is m greater than 0. If this integral is convergent, then it is denoted by gamma m, and it is said to be a gamma function. Gamma function, this is capital gamma actually, and m is the parameter here, this m. Okay, similarly if we consider this integral, actually 0 to 1 x to the power m minus 1 1 minus x whole to the power n minus 1 dx, it will be improper at x equal to 0 for m minus 1 less than 0, that is the power of x. If the power of x less than 0, then it is improper at x equal to 0. If the power of 1 minus x, that is n minus 1, is less than 0, then it will be improper at x equal to 1. And we will see that by using mu test. Actually, it's very simple test. You can test it using by mu test. It will be convergent for m greater than 0 and n greater than 0. So if this integral is convergent, then this integral is said to be an improper integral of this integral is said to be beta function actually, and it is denoted by beta mn. It is denoted by beta mn. Here m and n are two parameters, one is here and another is here. Okay, so I think you have no confusion that which is gamma function and which is beta function. It is a beta function for m greater than 0, n greater than 0. It is to keep in mind, because when this integral is convergent, then it is denoted by beta function. You cannot say about beta minus 1 comma 2, because for if m, here m is minus 1, which is less than 0, therefore the improper integral is divergent, there is not convergent, so it cannot denote this integral for m equal to minus 1 as a beta function. We will denote this integral as a beta function when this integral is convergent. Simply if it is convergent, then it is denoted by beta function. Otherwise we cannot say about the integral when m equal to minus 1. We cannot name actually this integral. Okay, that is a divergent one actually. Now I am coming to some properties of gamma functions and beta functions. First I will discuss some simple properties. That is, first, gamma 1 equal to 1 actually. It is very simple. If gamma 1 actually, the definition of gamma function is x to the power m minus 1 e to the power minus x dx integration 0 to infinity. Therefore gamma 1 equal to x to the power 1 minus 1 e to the power minus x dx. That is this. It is very easy calculation and it becomes 1. Okay. Next I am coming to the result gamma n plus 1 equal to n gamma n. It is very important result in the sense that many of the values of gamma functions, we can find many of the values of gamma functions with this result. Okay. Now to prove this, I will use this integral actually, epsilon to capital X, x to the power n e to the power minus x dx. If we consider epsilon tends to 0 plus and x tends to infinity, then it will become actually gamma n plus 1, because the power of x is n, that is, we can write this n plus 1 minus 1. So epsilon to x, this is equal to just we will use the formula of integration actually, integration of product actually. Then this will become this, and if we consider epsilon tends to 0 plus and x tends to infinity, then we get easily this, because this part is 0 for x tends to infinity by using L'Hospital's rule, by repeated L'Hospital's rule, and this part tends to 0 as epsilon tends to 0 plus, and this part is gamma n, this part is gamma n plus 1. Therefore it will, the result becomes gamma n plus 1 equal to n into gamma n. It is true for any positive real number n, because I am saying about positive real number because it is convergent for n greater than 0. Gamma n, we can say about gamma n for n greater than 0. Okay. Now if in particular n be a positive integer, then gamma n plus 1 equal to n gamma n, gamma n equal to n minus 1 gamma n minus 1, gamma n minus 1 equal to n minus 2 gamma n minus 2. So if I use repeatedly this formula, then it will become factorial n, because gamma 1, lastly gamma 1 will come, and the value of gamma 1 equal to 1. Therefore gamma n plus 1 equal to factorial n. Therefore if we consider any value gamma 3, it will become gamma factorial 2. If you want to ask about gamma 2 equal to factorial 1, gamma 4 equal to factorial 3, gamma 10 equal to factorial 9. Similarly, you can find any value of the gamma function at any value of the gamma functions if n be an integer. Okay, positive integer actually. Next I am coming beta 1 equal to 1. It is also very simple, just put the values of m and n and it will become 1. Next beta mn equal to beta nm. It is also very important result. Now beta mn equal to, the proof is very simple, just this: if we put x equal to 1 minus y, then it will be the result will come. Okay, next I am coming the next result, beta next property actually, beta m plus 1 n equal to m by m plus 1 m plus n beta mn. It is also very simple. Very simple means just write the value of beta m plus 1 n and use the formula of the integration of product actually by parts actually. Then this integral will come here. Actually the first part is 0 at x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. In both cases it is 0, therefore it is being omitted. And 1 minus x whole to the power n, I have written this part as 1 minus x whole to the power n minus 1 into 1 minus x. Then if we take the product, it will become beta mn and it is beta m plus 1 n. Oh sorry, I have written here gamma. Oh, how may one write this function as gamma? I don't know how I wrote it. Okay, beta mn equal, this is beta m plus 1 n. In the left side beta m plus 1 n is present. Then if we take beta m plus 1 n in the left side, then it becomes, we get the result actually this. Okay, now in the next property, I come to the next property. It is also very important property. Beta mn equal to 2 into 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 2m minus 1 theta cos to the power 2n minus 1 theta d theta. Actually this is the expression of beta function in trigonometric, in an integral of trigonometric functions actually. This is very simple proof. Simple proof means actually if we substitute in the formula of the beta function that x equal to sine square theta, then you easily get this. Okay, so I am not going to the details of the proof of this result. You will get the proof in any standard books actually. Now I am coming to deductions actually, which are very important in the sense that any integral of sine or cos, we can convert that integral to beta functions, and if we know the values of the beta functions, then it will be very easy to find the value of the integral actually. We directly from this formula, if 2 is taken there in the left side, then we will get 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power 2m minus 1 theta cos to the power 2n minus 1 theta d theta equal to half beta mn. If we put 2m minus 1 equal to p and 2n minus 1 equal to q, that is m equal to p plus 1 by 2 and n equal to q plus 1 by 2, then we will get the formula like this: 2m minus 1 equal to p, 2n minus 1 equal to q, and m and n are replaced by p plus 1 by 2 and q plus 1 by 2 respectively. So any integral of this type I can find this. Similarly for the integral 0 to pi by 2 sine to the power p theta d theta, here if you put q equal to 0, that is the power of cos theta is 0, then the value of q will be 0, and if we put the value of q equal to 0, then you will get this. Okay, if we put value of q equal to 0, then it will become half, and it is p plus 1 by 2. Similarly you will get another result for cos theta. Okay, now here I am going to discuss another forms of beta functions actually. Another forms means actually beta function is defined as an improper integral of second type, but by using some substitution we can convert beta function to a to an integral of improper integral of first type also. Also another form is there which is improper integral of second type itself. Okay. Now beta mn equal to this, we know this. If we put x equal to t by 1 plus t, if we take this substitution, then is dx equal to this. Then the limit becomes when x tends to 0 plus t tends to 0 plus. Just a minute. Okay. And for x tends to minus 1, we see that t tends to infinity. Therefore beta mn becomes this. Just use this transformation, put all the values, the value of x, here the value of x, and here the value of dx. Then this limit will become this. We just changed the variable t to x actually here. Similarly, therefore the first formula, we got the first formula. For the next second formula, we will write this as integration 0 to 1 and 1 to infinity. Integration 0 to 1, we will break this integral into two parts, integration 0 to 1 and integration 1 to infinity. Then if we put x equal to 1 by t in this part, then it will become integration 0 to integration 0 to 1, integration 0 to 1 next to the power n minus 1 by 1 plus x. This again the font. Okay. Where I was there. In here the infinity will be 1 actually. Then this formula, you obtain this formula. Okay. Now I am coming to the next property. This is beta mn equal to gamma m by gamma m plus n. This is the conversion rule from beta function to gamma function. It is very important rule. I did not discuss the proof of this result here, but I am providing the proof of this result in the notes in the study material. You will see that, and if you need the proof of this result, if you need the lecture on the proof of this result, let me know. I will make a video on this and provide in the channel. Okay. Next, in the next property actually, gamma half equal to root pi. It is very simple property and very important one also, because if we put m equal to half and n equal to half, then by some simple calculation we will get this. Okay, easily we will get this actually. Next I am coming to Legendre's duplications formula. It is also a very important formula for exam actually. This formula is like this: root pi root gamma 2n equal to 2 to the power 2n minus 1 gamma n plus half for n greater than 0, obviously, because for n greater than 0 all the functions are meaningful actually. In the formula beta mn equal to this, just we will put n equal to m first, then we will get this, and the beta mn equal to beta nn actually. Beta nn equal to this. If we take 1 by 2 to the power 2n minus 2, then it will become 2 sin theta cos theta whole to the power 2n minus 1. Then it is actually sin 2 theta. The formula of sin 2 theta we will get. Therefore it will become sin to the power 2n minus 1 2 theta d theta. Now if we put 2 theta equal to phi and just use this transformation here, then we will get like this. Just see the calculations only. Again, if we put m equal to n and n equal to half, then it will become this, and here we will get gamma n plus half, and we will take the product of this formula and this formula. This formula means here, just see, here we get gamma n whole square by gamma 2n equal to this. Then we will easily obtain the required result actually. Okay. Next, I am coming to this formula gamma m gamma 1 minus m equal to pi by sin m pi. It is also a very important formula. Very important formula in the sense that in many problems, to solve the problems of gamma functions, actually you will require to use this formula actually. Okay. The proof of this formula is very simple. We put the value of n in the function of beta m and beta function actually as 1 minus m, then we will get this, and the integral will become this, and we already got the value of the integral of this, the value of this integral as this in the previous chapter. Previous chapter means actually in the improper chapter of improper integral actually. Then it becomes this. Therefore gamma m gamma 1 minus m, this is equal to pi by sin m pi. Okay, using this formula you will be able to solve many problems actually. Now I have given some problems here. I am not going to details discussions of the problems. I have given actually many solved problems. Just go through the problems. There are many problems. I have solved problems actually. I have given here. So go through the problems and ask me in the comment section if you need to know any clarification on these problems. Okay, there are many problems are given, and sorry, here I have given the proof of beta mn equal to gamma n by gamma m plus n, the conversion rule from beta function to gamma function. Actually to prove this we need the concept of double integral actually. I think you already have the concept of double integral, therefore you will easily understand the proof actually. First just I am discussing a little. Gamma m plus n equal to this, just consider the transformation x equal to 1 plus ty, then dx equal to this. Here t is independent of x and y actually. Then gamma m plus 1 equal to, just go through this, just go through the calculations actually. Then we will take the integral about t here in between 0 to infinity. So then we will get here the double integral, and if we calculate this we will get the formula. Okay, here also we need to take a transformation z equal to ty, then we will get the formula. Okay, thank you.